Hey everybody, so welcome back. So here we are, we're on week 30, April 26th to the 30th, the last week of April. And we're finally able to do another skill builder week because we got to solve for X. Okay, we're going to be doing some math. All right, so let's get started. We've been chanting SOH CAH TOA. The reference angle, the OPP, the HYP, and the adjacent. So let's get started. Okay, now tangent. The tangent is the ratio of the opposite side to the adjacent side with respect to the reference angle. Okay, so let's just do that real quick here. And in this case, we'll call B the reference. All right, so if that's our reference angle, there's the OPP. Across from the 90 is always the HYP. And that leaves us with the adjacent. Okay, so tangent of B is equal to the OPP over the adjacent. TOA. And in this case, it'd be the number 10 over 24. 10 over 24. Now, the reference angle is the key because the tangent of A would be the OPP over the ADJ. But if A was our reference, now we have the OPP over the ADJ. Hypotenuse stayed the same, and in this case we would have 24 over 10. Okay, so the key to every problem is to identify the reference, our start point. All right? Okay, so let's get started. Now, Mr. Miller is going to be handing out a sheet of paper, and we want to make sure that we realize our calculator likes to work in radians. Okay, we want degree. So the very first thing we want everyone to do is turn their calculator on, the Webbit. Turn your Webbit on. Okay, now in the Webbit, I'm just going to start over. Second plus 7, 1, 2, and it clears everything. Press the mode button. Boom. When I press the mode button, the radian, all calculators default to the radian. We need to default to the radian? It does. So we need to change because we were born and raised working in degrees. So, toggle, 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 enter. Okay. Make sure the degree is highlighted. If it isn't, scroll down to the word degree and press enter. You see how the degree is flashing? Press the second button to the mode. Okay, now just second mode. That's going back home. We're ready to go. Everyone, on your sheet of paper, it wants you to calculate the tangent of 7. 2 decimal places. Tangent 53. 2 decimal places. So everybody, go. Okay, pause the video. Thanks for coming back. Tan 7 close equals 2 decimal places. Okay, point 0.12, tan 53, tan 53, close, enter, 1.3, round up, 1.33, 1.33. Okay, now if you didn't get those answers, okay, click on mode, make sure you're in degrees. Okay, now here's the learning for the week. Okay, this idea of inverse tangent, this idea of arc tangent. Okay, everybody, on your sheet of paper we need to find TOA. TOA, the tangent of C. So label the reference, OPP, ADJ, HYP. Okay, the tangent of C is equal to 12 over 16. Okay, everybody write that. All right. We need to find C. We need to find this angle right here. Question mark. Well, we need to get into the letter C. How do we get rid of tangent? All right. Now remember, all year we've been looking at our calculator and we've been discovering things. Okay, let's do it real quick. What's the opposite of plus? Minus. What's the opposite of multiply? Divide. In a sense, the inverse, the opposite of plus is minus. Multiply, divide. Now remember when we were doing square root and x squared, you see how they're right on top of each other? They are the opposite. They are the inverse. That's how you undo. How do we undo a multiplication? We divide. How do we undo a plus? We subtract. Okay. Trigonometry is the same thing. Sine, sine negative 1. Cosine, cosine negative 1. Tangent, tangent negative 1. This negative 1 means inverse. And in the language we say sine, arcsine, cosine, arccosine, tangent, arctangent. Okay? So, this negative 1 means inverse. This negative 1 means opposite. This negative 1 means undo. Okay? So, everybody on your paper, you have written down the tangent of C equals 12 over 16. Now, everybody write to undo, okay, to undo this, we put the ratio in there, okay? Matter of fact, I'm going to rewrite this, okay? Now, we want C, okay? So C is equal to the undo, the inverse tangent, the arctangent of the ratio. Okay, so here's the learning for the week. Okay, everybody, we need to solve for a side or an angle. When we're solving for the angle, we've got to put that in arctangent in. All right, so grab our calculator, and the first thing we'll do is go second tan. You see a little negative 1? The inverse, the arctan, the undo button. Now, 12 divide by 16, close parenthesis, enter. The angle measure is 36.87. Let's try to work in 2 decimal places. So, the angle measure, 36.87. 36.87 degrees. And make sure we label, okay? Now, we know that's 36.87. All triangles are 180 degrees. We could calculate this if we wanted. All right. Now let's try another one. Everybody, tangent A. Locate, label, write the equation. Go. All right, here we go. Here's the REF, the reference angle, where we're starting. We go across and we label the OPP. We go from the 90, and that's always the HYP, and that leaves the adjacent. We know that we're looking for TOA, the relationship of the tangent of A is equal to the OPP over the ADJ. The tangent of A is equal to 20 over 21. Okay, if you have to, pause the video, have a little discussion in class. We've got to make sure that we all set it up the same. Now, the new learning is this idea of arctan. We got to get into the letter A. That's easy, because now we have a tool, a button, a way of undoing tangent, the arctangent, the inverse tangent. So I'm going to write tan -1 of the ratio. Okay, so in this case, A is equal to, so we'll grab our calculator, and we're going to hit the inverse tan. Second inverse tan, see the little -1, of the ratio 20/21, close, enter, 43.60. 43.60 degrees. Make sure everybody puts the degrees. And if this is 43.6 degrees, we could take time and calculate the third one. All right. Okay. If you have to, pause the video, have a class discussion. We're going to move on. Okay, everybody, let's chant this. The tangent of C. Tangent C. Okay, we're looking for the letter C. We find the letter C. We want the OPP over the ADJ. In this one, it's going to be the OPP over the ADJ. Okay, everybody's got your worksheet. Write it out. So the tangent of C is 16 over 30. Okay? All right. New learning. What is the angle measure? Go. C is equal to the inverse tangent, the arctangent, the undo of tangent. Grab your calculator. Second tan, that -1, 16/30, close, equals 28.07 degrees. Degrees. Yep. Close it. Now if we wanted C, that's 28.07. That's 90. We could calculate the third one if we wanted. Okay, now pause the video. Everybody go do the next one without help. Go. All right, welcome back. Tangent X. X. Start here. OPP. HYP. ADJ. Boy, they flipped this one upside down, didn't they? So we have 30 over 40. 30 over 40. Okay, if you're lost right now, think TOA. Tangent is equal to the OPP over the ADJ. Now we have a new tool. X is equal to tan -1, 30 over 40. Again, pause the video, have a discussion. There's lots of ways to write it. Arctangent, tangent -1, the inverse tangent, the undo button. Okay? Grab your calculator. Second tan. So we see that -1, 30/40. Close it. Equals X equals 36.869, round up 36.87. I love it. 36.87 degrees. Okay, again, feel free, have a discussion. This was all page 1, taking notes. Skill Builder Week. We're solving for a variable. This is just down and right, dirty, messy math. All right. Okay, let's see what our next problem is. We've been doing these numbers. And the other day, one of the Fridays, Mr. Miller had you type in, what is the tangent of 0, right? Tangent is a strange one compared to sine and cosine, because tangent can be anywhere from 0 to infinity. What is infinity? Okay, what is infinite? What does that mean? If you have to, pause the video, have a discussion about really big. Okay, so tangent's kind of different than the others. It can be all sorts of numbers. Okay, if you want, type in the tangent of 62 degrees. Make sure your calculator is always in degrees. Okay, so have a little discussion here, but tangent can be all sorts of numbers. All right, now we do. Okay, everybody, we're working in tangent. We do. So the first thing I want to do is write the word TOA. TOA. Okay? That's the tangent of an angle, and it's equal to the OPP over the ADJ. All right. Tangent, tangent. Ooh, we have the actual measure. The tangent of 58 is equal to the OPP over the ADJ, x over 11. Okay, let's look at this one. OPP, ADJ, TOA, the tangent of 62 is equal to 11 over x. Okay, cool. Now, Skill Builder Week. Earlier, we solved for the angle measure. Now, we're going to solve for the variable. Okay, so we're 17 minutes into this video. We're halfway through class. I'm going to start a new video because I'm not sure where we're going to be at with your class discussions. All right? So remember, there is a solo activity, okay? And your solo activity will be to set these up and to solve, okay? Set these up and to solve all week, Skill Builder Week, all right? So feel free to look at it. All we're going to do this week is these solo activities, okay? If we don't get to Mathia, that's okay, because we want to make sure that we can set them up and solve. This is that algebra piece that we want to make sure everybody has the skill to do. So pause this video, and then in part 2 we'll come back and work on solving for x. See you in a minute.